Okay, I think now everything should be fine. I see bitrate is working correctly now. Let me quickly confirm the sound. Okay, yeah, everything is working fine. So, yeah, here I am back again. I was live streaming earlier today, but yeah, these days I live stream multiple times a day. Because it's a time of high interest around crypto, right? So otherwise it will be a waste of potential, so to speak. Especially that the main reason for me live streaming is to promote my own meme coin, which you can see at the mint address to it. You can see here, of course. And yeah, my name is Hightech, and my meme coin is also called Hightech. So let's go and let's talk about what has happened since the last time I was live streaming, naturally. Guys, if you have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat. I will see it here. I will see it also on my phone because here, let's say live chats from X will not be displayed, will not be shown. I will see those on my phone, so this way, I will not miss any message. If you guys have nothing to say, then just write me hi, and that will be just fine too. So as you see, Bitcoin is slowly but steadily waving towards the upside, and that is more or less what I was expecting from it to do, with a potential a small dip attempt to make a small dip, and maybe we just already have it behind. Maybe it was this one here. That is possible. And yeah, the outcome market, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's recovering. I mean, here it looks very impressive, but mostly just coming back to where it was before that whole debacle, that Friday debacle, let's say. But I expect it to get much better than this, much better, because of how strong of a shakeout this market has experienced. It will be very weird if we were not to see strong rallies right now. I mean, from market mechanics standpoint, of course, the one I talk about so much on this channel. So yeah, allow me to switch this one off because nobody needs it for now. Let's take a look how S&P 500 has closed. Very nicely, to be honest. Very nicely, because as you see, it has opened quite high. It re-entered the same price cluster it has been moving within for last, how long has it been? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Actually, almost 4 weeks. So yeah, it reclaimed the same zone. So I cannot unsee it. I cannot qualify it, categorize it as something bearish. Absolutely not. But let's see how it behaves on retest, right? Because there is few levels that can cause a little bit of troubles. I'd even say that somewhere in between, like around here, there's a lot of confluence here, because as you see, we have this high, this low, this low. So probably there will be a little bit of resistance in that vicinity. But if you ask me, I'm of an opinion that we'll go higher. We will overcome it, and we will go for new all-time highs. Why? Because this correction, I don't think it was exactly coming from this market being at its highest point in the cycle. I don't think the top is in yet. It doesn't really add up that much. I mean, it is possible. Everything is possible, but it's somewhat improbable, at least in my mind. I think we still need uh, to go a little bit higher. We still have time. Let's say, historically speaking. So I stick to what I said before in my previous live streams. November should be the time. November should be the time, not October. I mean, before I was speculating that maybe some of the big players front run the rest of the market. That's why we are starting correction now. But witnessing Monday, and I was talking about it yesterday, right when I was calling your attention for how SPYX, so tokenized version of SPY, which reflects S&P 500, how it was behaving, right? It was recovering very nicely, and once more, it has demonstrated that it is worth of your time, right? To look at it throughout the weekend, because even though the liquidity here is a fraction of what SPY's liquidity is on NYSE, on the traditional, stock exchange, for some reason, it has that capability of showing us how Monday is going to be, right? Which direction the sentiment shifts or follows. So, and this was not accidental, right? This was not a singular case. We've seen it many times already. I mean, since this tokenized stock trades. So worth to remember, right? That there is such a thing that you can use as a tool for the time when the traditional markets are closed for the weekend. So yeah, let's take a look if there's anything in the live chat again, guys. If you have any questions or anything interesting to say, write it in the live chat. Other than that, just say hi. That's good enough. If it works on your end, of course, because to be honest, I know it works on Twitch because there was some spammers commenting here. I mean, almost every live stream there is at least one spammer commenting here something on Twitch, but remaining platforms not really. So that's why I'm not entirely sure if it fully works. I don't know. Maybe when I get double the amount of subscribers, I'll gain some clarity on that topic. So this one, I think we could treat as a bullish signal for the rest of the week. Supposedly, this mess was caused by what Donald Trump posted on Friday, and he practically called it off on Sunday. And today, I don't think he said anything that could spark even more panic in the market. If anything, then he probably said something to cool things down. Judging by how the chart of S&P is looking, I think this is the best proof. I mean, generally, you should always look at charts first before you consider anybody's opinion. Why? Because here you see if it's serious, if it's treated anyhow serious or not. Usually, insiders already know what is really happening, and based on that, they react or they don't. sometimes they do not, they do not even blink for the news that supposedly should be, scary for global finance. So yeah, but of course, never observe charts on intervals too small because it will look very monumental. While on a zoom out, the move does not have to carry any weight. So that's very important to remember about. Always to zoom out, always to consider overall trend, at least on the daily candle, if not on the weekly. On traditional markets, you can even consider monthly. On crypto, I don't think it makes sense to actually look at monthly candles. Maybe a little bit, out of curiosity, and that's it. But not to strategize anything or try to identify, guess where market goes next, because cryptocurrency market is way too fast for monthly candles. So before it gives you any insight, any let's say any signal, it will be way too late. Weekly candles are even a little bit too big to trade efficiently. Basing yourself on them. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. That one is coming down aggressively. So of course, I like what I see here. As you see, we closed third red day in a row, and we practically completely nullified the whole move up that happened here in candle bodies. So that's very good. I'm completely disregarding this week. This week that reached almost 64% of Bitcoin dominance, and we already are opening in red here too. That's very good. And I think right now in fast steps, we will finally go for what I was forecasting a few days ago. We will go in fast steps to take out this local low. I mean, I was counting in potentially that we will go above 59.6. Of course, nobody saw something like this coming, but yeah, it happened, and we are back to normal, right? We're literally back to normal. We are back to what we're supposed to do before anyway. Seems like I think that kind of behavior of Bitcoin dominance only proves that it's absolutely inevitable for Bitcoin dominance to follow lower, not higher, lower. And some individuals, of course, made use of this opportunity of what has happened to call for Bitcoin dominance. Let's say reassuming the uptrend, right? It has been in for last almost three years, I think. 4 years? Are we approaching 4 years? Let me measure it once again because I don't remember, to be honest. For now, no, 3 years. So yeah, and I was saying, not a chance. There's no way that is going to happen, right? And as of now, as I see it right now, it only gave me additional brownie points to my belief here that I was right. I was right, and this here was just an accident, just a very weird deviation from what we're supposed to get anyway, and we will get it anyway. Let's take a look at USDT dominance. So here we also, as you see, we spiked up, but now things are healing, right? The nature is healing. We are coming down to 4.07 back again, and yeah, this time around we should finally overcome it, break it, and fall lower. Tell like and subscribe, by the way, if you haven't done so. So yeah, everything is going the right direction. I mean, I bet you have been pretty scared of what happened on Friday, and maybe it is giving you impression that now the altcoin market must suffer, reputational damage. But this is not how it works. This is not how it works, because remember, this is a very important thing to, bear in mind, that bull markets, they never happen with people on board. Big rallies, they never happen with people on board. Bull hates to be ridden. Bull wants to be light, wants to be unconstrained, and it likes to, it likes to run without anybody on top. So in order for that to be granted, some sort of a shakeout must happen before the real bull market starts. And we just had that shakeout in the altcoin market, because let's be honest, what has happened in the Bitcoin market was nothing out of the ordinary. What was definitely out of ordinary by any means necessary was coins going minus 99% in matters of minutes, right? As it was on this last Friday. So right now we literally have all of the points on the list checked to get that alt season. And I've seen, many people, reputable people, saying that altcoin rally will not happen anymore because the street will not get in, which is very funny, because again, that literally proves they have no idea what is the market mechanics and what is actually required for bull market to happen. So that's somewhat surprising for someone who is in the game for few years. That means probably that people were not asking themselves the most basic questions, like how it really works, how can I use it to my advantage, why this behavior and that behavior happens, what is causing it, what is the mechanics of it. Me myself, I've done that homework. I can explain literally every single thing that you see on the chart, and the psychology of it and the mechanics of it in current environment. So yeah, that's why you should subscribe. You should subscribe or follow, and that's why you should get yourself a little bit of high tech on my meme coin. Right, today I've committed a tutorial about how to buy it, because I realized maybe for some folks that are not very familiar with how DEXs work, it will be so different from how CEXs operate, that a tutorial is necessary, right? So you'll find it, of course, in the pinned comment on my X profile, which is, I mean, here you have my X profile at H173K. So same name as the altcoin, as the meme coin, actually, not altcoin. But the meme coins are altcoins too. Altcoin is the broader category, and subcategory of altcoins are meme coins. So yeah, if you go to my profile, you will see it, right? You will see the video there, and it's not that difficult. Definitely, it's not that difficult. Of course, I advise you not to throw at it your life savings. That would be very silly. Start with something small and build your confidence in that asset with very small steps that will work much better for you and for that market. So yeah, I think it will help the project a lot. Just today, I see there has been one new holder coming to the team because yesterday we had 61, today we have 62, so that's very nice to see. So he literally did what I advised. So he put in small amount of money, and that's perfectly fine, absolutely perfectly fine. And so he can wait, right? He can wait for it to grow like a bread in the oven, right? Or like a cake in the oven, and that's the point, right? Don't overinvest. Realize what you can throw at it, what amount you can throw at it, and wait. I don't know, few years without needing it for 100%. You know, everyone's wallet size different, and so I'm definitely far from, I don't know, ridiculing or laughing at someone who inserts amounts like that. Absolutely not. So as you see, as you see, if you don't throw in $100, I don't know, $1,000, nobody here will bash you. So yeah, I'm liking very much what we can see on other chart. It's recovering also in a very nice fashion. As you see, $215 billion, $245 billion zone has defended, has supported, you know, the price action here, has defended, you know, price levels, prevented them for further drop, and now we are waving towards the upside. Of course, the next important level to overcome will be 290 billion, but I'm fairly sure we will make it. Worst case scenario, will stay below it for additional few days, but then again, let me remind you, we just had drops by minus 99%. So that means this market is very oversold, very, very oversold. Even if the price recovers, that does not mean the market is not oversold anymore. A huge transfer of capital took place from weak hands to strong hands. So strong hands usually have long-term, you know, outlook, and they will not be cashing in or cashing out their profits anytime soon. It makes literally zero strategic sense because while they keep it, there is a shock supply all over the place. Pretty much every single project experiences a shock supply, so it will have to bring the effect of a huge speculative bubble. And if you have strong hands, probably you have everything very well calculated. You got your shot together, as they say, and you're an intelligent, you know, over the average intelligent person. So it's very easy to conclude what must come next and why you should not be jumping out just now, right? Because that was a historical event and hysterical event, both at the same time. Something like this happened for the first time in 10 years. So literally once in a decade opportunity, at least, if not in the lifetime. I mean, to some, unfortunately, it's going to be in the once in the lifetime, in a lifetime. So yeah, you should definitely not exit that position just now. It's just too rare of an opportunity. So yeah. Again, guys, if you have any questions, ask me in the live chat. I will see it here naturally. So let's take a look at liquidation levels then. I mean, how long have I been live streaming? Okay, 25 minutes, so not that long. I don't want to make it too long. So let's take a look once again at okay, liquidation heat map. Why not? Let's see how this one has changed. So definitely more liquidity above the price in 24 hours context, but let's take a look at 2 weeks. So this is much bigger picture. Yeah. So you see the liquidity around current levels, price levels, is generally very low. The most attractive zone still hovers slightly above all-time high, so yeah, probably we are going for it. And that's highly likely a natural liquidity, an organic liquidity, because that's what usually so-called retail does. They usually try to short the top, the all-time high. So I have it very easy to believe that this is like mostly, I don't know, 90% organic, not a manipulation anymore. So yeah, okay, let's take a look at levels of liquidation today. I mean, actually now, because we already have seen it earlier today. So it's coming down, eh? I said is supposed to come down, it should come down throughout this week. Why? Because with so many liquidations, I've seen opinions that it wasn't 10 billion or 20 billion dollars yet. I think the popular opinion is that it was $20 billion. I saw opinion that the real number was 400 billion. I don't know how they came to that conclusion, but that would be like 20 times more, right? And it is possible that all of the losses were underreported because it was absolutely wild. So I can imagine exchanges, tried to make it look slightly better and hid, a couple of bodies in the wardrobe. That would make a perfect sense. If it really was $400 billion, my, that would be absolutely crazy, and that would mean, which is, there is no way we are not getting cut season. There is literally no way in the whole universe, one single, one single way. And the effect of that, the after effect of that, should be much lesser participants in the futures market, because everyone and their mother, they just lost their last share there. So if they lost it, who is going to be trading there? Nobody, right? So we should see lower and lower volumes. The deeper we go into this week, we should see lower and lower volumes. And this is what we see so far for the last, I mean, since Friday, of course, when it went to record breaking levels, never seen before. We are coming down. On Saturday, it was still somewhat elevated. On Sunday, already lower, but still somewhat high. But today, it is coming down significantly. So it adds up. It definitely adds up. So yeah, I mean, remember what I'm saying here, right? Remember about what I'm saying here right now. Don't allow yourself to get sidelined. Of course, don't trade on leverage. That's what I've been repeating for so long. Just on every single live stream, I repeat the same. I mean, check, for example, the day before it happened. Check my live stream from Thursday. What I was saying: avoid leverage. Never use leverage, because you've got zero position of strength there. You're exposed. You're literally naked on the plate, ready to be chopped up. you know, cut into pieces and eaten alive. So I don't think anybody needs a better example than what happened on Friday, that and better proof than what happened on Friday, that I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, let's go back to Bitcoin chart. And maybe let's leave it here for the time being. Let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. So crypto fear and greed index at 40, so slightly higher than yesterday, but it's easy to understand because altcoins are recovering. So this market is also, its sentiment is recovering together with it. The confidence is recovering, is coming back together with it. Altcoin season index at 39, so more or less practically they are on the same shelf, which is low and gives definitely a lot of room for growth. So that's the important information for us there. So yeah, the rest of the week has great probabilities, is going to be very dynamic and bullish. By the way, I actually forgot to do one thing. Now I just realized that I suppose, hold a second, I suppose to actually share this live stream on my Telegram
By the
group,
way, actually,
which I haven't done. Okay, let me paste it in just quickly. These guys are going to be mad. No, they're not going to be mad because the group is still very small. And forgive me a little bit, provoking title of this live stream, but I mean clickbaitish, very clickbaitish. But that's how it works nowadays. That if you do not use clickbaits, unfortunately, you will not be watched. So yeah, I follow this strategy that I know is very efficient because I see how other content creators use it to their advantage. So yeah, let's take a look at my X profile. Let's see what new has happened here. Cointelegraph. Kenya's parliament approves legislation to regulate cryptocurrency and digital assets, aiming to attract investment to the sector, per Reuters. And people here, they are cheering for that. And they say it's really a really good thing, amazing. And let me tell you, those regulations are not good. They are very bad, actually. And that will definitely not attract any investment because taxation they propose will scare away whoever. For example, one of things they propose is you have to pay 3% on every single transaction, which practically kills trading in Kenya. Nobody will trade having to pay 3% on a single transaction, right? But that's like you cannot trade, you cannot earn any money trading like that. You very quickly, you will literally zero your account even if you trade spot only. So the people that comment here, they've got no idea what they're talking about. Of course, they didn't check anything, and they price it. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Michael Saylor says if the USA buys Bitcoin, its enemies will have to buy it back at 50 million a coin. I will see. We'll see how that one how that one rolls out. In my opinion, the biggest game changer will be global stablecoins adoption, not really Bitcoin adoption. I mean, Bitcoin probably will stay around for longer, at least few years to go, and it will stay in that category of independent currency. But it will face a competition. It will face a very fierce competition from stablecoins market side. Bitcoin junkies. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says the US government has officially given Bitcoin and crypto a stamp of approval. And what is that stamp of approval exactly? I would like to see the details, to learn a little bit more about the details. Big breaking. Dubai's ruler crowns the city the world's biggest licensed Bitcoin and crypto hub. Okay. Is that the case? Yeah, I think in Dubai they do things right because there is no personal income tax. The crypto adoption is in fact still very low there, but the moment stablecoins get adopted, it will probably change. I'm not sure how regulations are in Dubai that could work well for crypto payments. I have no idea how it looks from that side there. Donald Trump's son Baron Trump predicts Bitcoin will reach between 300,000 and 500,000 this second. That guy he's very young, he's very inexperienced. I wouldn't take his opinion seriously, but he always has a chance guessing, to guess it as anybody. Sisi says that countries will print millions in cash to buy more Bitcoin. A little bit, probably. Some countries, not all of them. I mean, some already do that. El Salvador, for example. But other countries, so far, they rather prefer to mine it. And that's mining Bitcoin is actually a very, very interesting application. Rumor. Apple will consider integrating Dogecoin payments on Apple Pay. Okay, that's cool. And let me come back for a moment. Why it is a very interesting application? Because you can literally store the value of energy. When you mine Bitcoin, for example, with solar power, and you cannot sell this power to anybody, you can store it in Bitcoin. So that's an amazing application, to be honest. And that's what Ethiopia does, for example. So yeah, I say I don't have really good frequency today when it comes to viewers. These hours are apparently not the best for live streams on neither of five platforms, unless on Kik I get something, but here I don't see the number. But nonetheless, the video material, of course, will stay on my channel, so anyone will be allowed, of course, to watch it. I don't know, maybe in the morning. I mean, depends on where you're at, right? Maybe later this evening or in the morning, tomorrow in the morning, depending on your time zone. Post a picture you took, just a pig, no description. A fat pig. Oh my god, this is funny. Vice President J.D. Vance says Bitcoin is a strategically important asset for the US. Yeah, he keeps repeating that. Or maybe he said it once and the space keeps repeating that's more likely. So yeah. Okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up. I was not planning on making this live stream, overly long, especially that there is not many people watching right now. So it's a little bit boring if there is no, participants and nobody writes anything in the live chat. So share, like, and subscribe or follow, and of course throw something at high tech. Now in my X profile, on my X profile in the pinned comment, there is a tutorial how to purchase high tech, so it makes it very very easy. Also, if you watch it on Rumble or on YouTube, you'll find also a link to that tutorial in the description section. And yeah, it's very easy. Just look it up. So thank you for your time, guys, and I see you soon. Cheers.